And now we have to get in here for this really bad bed. Not that any of them look great, but let's put these, get the piece of mulch out. Let's grab these, put them in the pot. Like I said, I'm going to wash these all up outside and then take them in. And the box that I had already picked just a little bit ago, I started separating them and putting X's in the reds so I can make diced the Italian way. So this is like a little walk and talk with me in the garden. And bowl pot is getting really full, very, very heavy. Let's see if I can get you in the bed. And I'm just going to lower you so you can at least look at something good. Let's see. I have to reach this one. It's down. I also have spaghetti squash, butternut squash. I have to figure out when it's time to pick them. Look at these beauties. They're coming in. Move this back. Oh my gosh. We're almost full, folks, for the pot deal. Oh, it was a little bit harder. Oh, let's go for these. I'm wondering if this will be the first bed I rip out. Because you see, when I pull tomatoes, the whole stem and everything comes off with it. So, yep. Let me see, this feels a little funny. Let me look it over first. Okay, got a slight blemish on this one, which is totally fine. Right there. Just cut it out. The rest of the tomato is good to go. And I'm trying to pick these red tomatoes. I do have some in the freezer. I'll just do it a later time. Let me look at this one. I really wish I would have set the time aside because yesterday, but the strawberries that we got that were on sale, well, that I got, I had to return the first one. See that little, that's that little hole? Just cut it off. Got them on Friday. By Friday night, I've seen moldy tomatoes. Here we go. Tomatoes on the brain again. Strawberries. So that whole case went back. Look at this monster of a tomato. Monster. I keep saying this, I should just use the wheelbarrow. It'd be a lot less heavy for me. But whew, the pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of tomatoes is a total blessing, a total surprise too, but great for shed wars and great to fill my, okay, these plants are on top of this tomato. Let me see if I can lift it to get it out before it smushes it. Because, you know, we had a tornado and it knocked them down even more. So they're going to look pretty dirty. But I'll clean them out here. Another big monster. It's bigger than my hands. I may have to get the wheelbarrow still. My pot is running over. Didn't I do that in a video? My bowl is runneth over. Yeah, well, it's happening again. This time with a big stainless steel pot. At least I think it's stainless steel. Okay, no major cracks in this one too. That's good. I really do appreciate you all tuning in. And you would think I'd want to be in peace and quiet while I harvest tomatoes, but instead of you seeing me crawling beds, I figured I'd bring you along. Look how dirty this one is, and it has one split, which will be cut off. Beautiful. Turn it over. Has that one split from the rain. That's life. But you cut it off and you use the rest of it. That is good. Because these are touching the bed. And that's another reason why this is happening. And this is really why it's a dire rush for me to get out and pick the ones that need to be picked. Can't just let them stay on the vine and drop down or go to waste. I'm being attacked. Oh, I forgot the strings there. And this is kind of like my prize bed. It's the one on the end. So, just going to pick. Only dog I don't have out here right now is Sophia because I didn't want her barking. It's early in the morning while I was out here picking tomatoes. And I'm going to use my water bath canner. I have it on the stove on to, cut them and put them in there with the X. And yeah, this is not going to hold very many more. And I'm going to use my water bath canner for that so I could bang out a lot more because I want diced tomatoes. You see this job? Not easy. But when people think gardening is easy, it's not. You have to deal with Mother Nature. Whatever Mother Nature is going to send your way, you have zero control over it. These are starting to fall. So, let me grab this one that I can visually see. It's definitely very ripe. And if I have to, I'll sit them there and then make trips back. I still have nothing in where I harvested the celery because, I've been busy. This is Kellogg's breakfast. See, they grow bigger than your hand. It's just amazing. I just absolutely adore Kellogg's breakfast. I bought some marbled rye bread and from Lou's Farm Market. And I am going to make myself a tomato sandwich for lunch today. I'm just in the mood for that. Plus, I don't have a whole lot of time for much of anything else. So, I started to freeze in the beginning of the season. Like when they first started coming in. Nope, I just heard something fall. And I kind of stopped doing that, but it is what it is. So now I want to get some processed very quickly. I mean, they're still in the freezer. And if there's that many, I just am freezing them, to be honest with you, because I just don't have the time. And I don't want them to go bad. So I noticed with this last downpour that I wish I would have got to these yesterday to pick them. But they're still in good shape. I'm trying to look amongst this mess. There's a green one down there. I'm not sure if you could see it. This one might not be totally ripe. Oh, look at that. There's one down on the ground. Hold on, I'll show you. Okay, this one is good. That's going to go over there. And let me put you so you could stare at something pretty, which are the tomatoes. While I dig my head in here to pick up anything that's on the ground. I'm most likely going to miss some in here. It's just the inedible. Is that how you say it? The inevitable. Because this is the bed that was totaled from the wind, and we used bungee cords to pull it up. So, very dirty this time. That's because everything's so wet. This is gorgeous. As you see this one. That's all the dirt. Beautiful. Huge. Might not be able to tell on film, but they're huge. This one is not ripe yet, but it's right there, so I might as well just take it with me because it's hanging. And I will just have to come back and pick them up. But I'm trying not to miss any red ones. So yeah, because of this. It's blown. I've shown this before. I don't know how I'm supposed to see in here. Before I used to have a crawl space under here. If there's any close to the bed, I'm just not going to see them. So I try to feel around. Definitely not ever using bamboo sticks again. So you don't even have to wait till the end of the season to hear that come out of my mouth. They definitely cannot hold the heavy tomato plants, let alone the weather here. They just can't. And I think I'm going to do a walk to the river just to clear my mind. I think I earned it doing all those strawberries yesterday. What did I have? 14, wait, let me think. 14 cups. And I did 2 batches like that. So that was my whole day yesterday. So I really hope you liked the video. But I wanted it not super thick. I wanted it to where you can drizzle it on a dessert, ice cream, so forth and so on. And I didn't use pectin. So it makes things a lot harder when you don't use pectin because you have to keep stirring and stirring. So stay tuned for that video. And I think that may be all that I'm going to be picking because I cannot get into that mess. Let me see. Oh, here's a nice one. I'm not trying to knock the other 3 off. Let's see. I'll show you what I'm dealing with. This right here. I'll raise you up a bit. Behind it, it's wedged. And it happens. They might come off and then I gotta let it ripen. You know what? We're just gonna go with it because the whole stem's broke. But let's get this bad boy off. That one's hanging on by a thin thread, so not really sure what to do about that. If I should just pick it and let it ripen. And then I can see in here there's some more red ones. And I'm skinny. I got a skinny wrist, but it's hard to get up in there. See, there's another one right here. It's how easy you can just miss them. There's another one right there. And let's see. Let's look in. Got another. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful tomato. It's just in here that I'm concerned about. But I'm trying to look. I don't see anything. And normally I have to lift it up to see if there's any. Oh, there's a bunch on the ground. They're still kind of green. Just trying to figure out if they're attached. So, yep. I'm going to get what I can out of this bed, and this bed is going to be probably one of my first ones to get ripped out, even though it's my bed for the monstrous tomatoes. And then I have to go around and pick them all up, put them in the bowl. Let's see. See if I can feel if they're attached. Monster. It's a monster. Speaking of monster, I pulled out my big zucchini plant, and no wonder I was getting such big. Like this, I'll just let it ripen on the table. This too, because they were laying on the ground. And see, stems are coming with it. So many tomatoes in here, it's just endless. I'm just trying to grab the red ones, the yellow ones that are ripe. But unfortunately, you do see a few that are on the ground, barely hanging on for dear life. And you have to make that decision if you're willing just to let them ripen or rot on the plant. And me, I'd rather let it ripen. So, thank you for coming along. See another red one for a little chit chat in the garden and pick tomatoes. I greatly appreciate it. Kept me company, and I think we might be just about done here. Let me show you. to roll in everywhere. So those three are definitely going to be ripe. I have that pile there. Oh, let's go through this jungle. And if they want to just keep growing, they have red on the top. I'm trying to tuck this one branch in. I have to duck. I have this pot full. I have a box full in the kitchen that I picked first thing before I turned the camera on. I also have all these we just picked together. Y'all are awesome for coming along, like I said, for a little chit chat in the garden and harvest some tomatoes that I wish I would have got to yesterday, but they will be fine. But look, bungee cords. I mean, we tried, and the whole bed goes this way. This is why this makes it so hard to harvest, and you have to look thoroughly. So I don't know. It's a very good possibility, and I said this before and then I didn't do it, that I may rip this out. I'm going to let this go about another week or two. I may rip this out. Look, it's got blooms. And I figured what was ever on here, I would just let it ripen if it was green. But I don't know. It's hard for me to make that decision and just yank it. So, I want to thank everyone for coming along and just listening while I talk and get another chore done. And I have a lot more to do. I have to pick lemon cucumbers, but I'm gonna have to get the wheelbarrow for the tomatoes. Actually, let me show you. Oop, I spotted another one. If you ever see me doing these videos and you see one that I missed, leave it down in the comment below, so I could go back out and pick it. But this is every day. And here's another red one that I missed. It's not funny, I was just in that bed. But you know it's going to be a nightmare? Look at what I just spotted. I know you're in front of the thing. Let me see. I'm going to point right to there. I don't know if I can zoom you in. Let's see if I could see it by zooming in. I don't know if that's going to work. But there are doozies back there. And I may have to crawl in. And then I'm going to call this done. So let me put you right here. And I am going to try to grab these the best that I can. I'm not going to use that claw because it ripped my last tomato. And it's laying on the ground. It's not even attached. There's a little one. Let's check this out. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can get to these. Yeah, this bed's just getting yucky. Okay, I'm going to have to probably pump my shoulder. I may hear the bumblebees. I'm going to put my shoulder in here. Might have to crawl a little bit in here. I'm getting choked by one stick to get these. They're not even attached. And there is another red one over there. Oh. Phew. And this is why I try to do the harvesting of the tomatoes in the morning, because then I have to take a shower. I mean, you know, some things can slip the human eye. I'm down here thinking we're done, and I just keep finding more. I do see a little one right here that I'm going to pull off just to show you, because I've had no blossom end rot. I've had nothing. Hopefully you can see this. I've had no blossom end rot on any of my tomatoes. That's the first mark. And I haven't had any major diseases with all this mess going on either. So, total blessing. And I found a cluster of red tomatoes. So, hang tight. I'm probably in the way. I just hear like tomatoes just falling. If I can grab these, it'd be awesome. Can't grab that one. I have to adjust. And it's worse when it rains. So let me put you that way. We're going to get ready to wrap this video up. But I need to kill myself first by going into these beds, getting out the last of these red ones. Plus this one was not even attached to anything at all, was not attached, just sitting on the ground, and that's not good. So I had to figure out where I saw the other red. Did I get it all? Oh, it's all the way in there. I've never picked tomatoes like this before. You always learn something every new as a gardener, and you always have to deal with major challenges. Yeah, that one, I don't even know if it's going to be any good. Let's see if I can get in here. I'm about ready to just pull these sticks out, but just so I can move around a little bit. Move this tomato plant over. Wish me luck. I'm going in. Okay, that one was on the ground, and it's probably not going to be no good. And where did I see the yellow? Right there. And while I'm in here, getting hit in the back of the neck with tomatoes. Trying to stay very positive. This is just really challenging. And I think that is officially it for picking today. And I'm going to need a shower. Majorly. Okay. Here we go. This one was on the ground. And this is what I'm talking about. You got to get them. The getting's good. So, great bit of tomatoes yet again. Just doing it in a sloppy, after it rained kind of mode. And here tomatoes just falling. I'm going to actually, and I can't help it folks, but I have to stand on my bed, which I do not like to do. Because I'm not willing to let any sit on the ground and rot. And this one might already be too late. Nope, it just has a crack from the rain. So, there we go. I think I got them all in the most awkward spots. I have to pick them up. They're all over. Those, and then the ones that are on the other side of the bed, right there. Picked all these. Let me move this all out of your way so you can see. I picked all them. And I have a box full. So that's the mess I was climbing into over there. And I think that is going to be it for me today. I keep saying that, and then I just keep finding more tomatoes. I am going to clean these up. Hold on, there's a plane. Another one. I am going to clean these off with the hose. And you want to take a quick peek at the box? Let me show you the box of tomatoes. Well, don't forget I have all these down here I have to pick up. Or maybe I need to set myself a reminder to get out there and pick up your tomatoes off the beds. But let me show you my box. Okay. Let's go through the noodle beans. I tried not to have it take over the trellis, but it looks gorgeous. There's the other bowl. Let's go in. I saved a strawberry box. This one is now ripened from yesterday. So I have to collect some of these too, but my goodness. I mean, I don't have big hands, but look at that. So yeah, I'll go through them and take in what needs to be taken. And look at my filthy, disgusting hands. And here is, come on, I've been out here since early this morning. Another bucket of tomatoes, another bowl of tomatoes, and here's the box full of tomatoes. So let me tell you, and this is starting to boil. I'm going to turn it off because I need to wash my hands. And yeah, I've been a busy bee this morning and then just decided I was getting a little lonely and bored. Let me turn on the camera and talk to my subscribers why I harvest tomatoes. So I have to wash my disgusting hands. Love you guys more than you could possibly imagine. So I'm going to wash my hands. I have to go back outside, bring all those other tomatoes in, and I'm going to be working on tomatoes. Here's some of the strawberry preserves right there. There's the other strawberry preserves right there. It was an extremely busy day. So, God bless you, my friends. Thank you for the little chit chat in the garden. This video is a little long now. Sorry about that. But I haven't done a garden tour, so maybe this will make up for it. Love yous all. Happy tomato hunting, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.